This is absolutely ridiculous.
I think it's going to be you that starts to crumble because all the pressure's on you. I'm fighting free.
Jake Paul has got no bloody chance.
The boxing scene exploded when Jake Paul suddenly asked to alter the fight rules just 3 days before stepping in with Anthony Joshua. Reports say he wanted 2-minute rounds instead of the standard 3, a move that challenged the core structure of boxing itself.
And when I beat him next Friday, it's gonna be me, the one that's fucking laughing.
Only days earlier, he was boasting loudly. Then all at once, tension, fear, and messy decision-making surfaced in a single harsh moment before the fight.
And these boys are heavyweights, and in heavyweight boxing, anything can happen. The bout will take place at a heavyweight, obviously. It's going to be 8 3-minute rounds. You might think, well, that's better for Jake Paul, and I'm thinking, not really, it's better for Anthony Joshua because he's just going to go all out for them 8 3-minute rounds. And imagine that, Anthony Joshua blasting at you, 6'6", whatever he is, 250 pounds, throwing big bombs at you for you.
Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua are set to clash on December 19th, and with only 3 days remaining, Jake pushed for last-second rule changes. Not weeks before, not during contract talks, but at a point when boxing rules are locked. Fighters at that stage are focused on weight cuts, final plans, and mental sharpness, not reshaping the fight. That timing alone raised alarms. Across the sport, the reaction wasn't interest. It was shock.
This is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being. Terrifying.
In boxing, rule agreements are settled early for a reason. Entire camps are designed around them, and training plans rely on consistency. Asking for changes 3 days out is seen as careless at best and troubling at worst. People inside the sport spoke plainly. The same words kept appearing in private chats and leaked notes. This wasn't strength. It looked like fear disguised as discussion. A confident fighter asks for quiet and lets time pass.
It's going to be the skills that win this fight, and I believe my skills are better than his, which is a crazy thing to say, but he's a very basic fighter, and he's gotten to where he's at because of the size and because of the power.
What truly set things off wasn't just the request, but the details of it. This wasn't about walkout music or ring colors. He reportedly asked for shorter rounds, different glove rules, tighter clinch limits, and more control for the referee. That's not minor adjustment. That's altering how punishment is delivered. Short rounds reduce wear. Heavier gloves dull power. Strict clinch rules offer safety under pressure. More referee control means faster breaks when danger rises. All of these changes point in one direction, back to Jake himself.
They try to keep me in one area or another. I'm all things. I'm an entrepreneur first. I'm a venture capitalist. I'm an influencer. I make Instagram posts. I'm a boxer. I'm a CEO, founder of Most Valuable Promotions. Right. I'm all of these things. I'm a man of Jesus. Like, the list goes on. But they just want to say, oh, YouTuber.
The story spread quickly because too many people witnessed it, and it was too strange to ignore. Soon, quiet talk started about Jake's condition. Not emotional scenes, but physical signs that insiders couldn't overlook. Trembling hands during conversations and forced calm that didn't match earlier confidence. Fighters don't show those signs when things are on track, especially days before the biggest bout of their career.
He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him. Very upset that this YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it.
Adrenaline shakes usually appear after weigh-ins or face-offs, moments full of tension. They don't usually show up when camp is finished and certainty should be strongest. The body reacts faster than words. When those signals appear early, it often means the outcome has already been faced internally. This didn't feel like planning. It felt like containment. Worse, reports say even his own camp wasn't fully on board. Some tried to stop the request, warning it would flip the story and expose him. They were right. Overnight, the tone shifted. Joshua stayed steady, preparing quietly under the same rules he's always fought by.
I see someone who is trying to perfect his skills, someone who is trying to perfect his boxing skills. So in boxing you have fighters that box at long distance, mid distance, short range. Some fighters that brawl, some fighters that walk forward like Pitbull, that come forward with their hands up. Jake's trying to become a boxer, and I respect it. I think that's probably one of the hardest styles to perfect.
Right.
Hit, be slick, not get hit, look for that knockout punch. and he's taken the hard road doing it that way, because most people will go into a gym and just try fight. But Jake's taken that road to try and be a good boxer, and I respect.
That contrast spoke louder than insults ever could. Top fighters don't answer fear with noise. They let silence do the work. When the requests were reportedly rejected, the bravado didn't grow, it faded. Trash talk slowed. Energy changed. Because fighters who expect dominance don't ask for protection. They wait for the bell. 3 days out, nothing changed but perception. The rules stayed. Joshua stayed calm. Everyone understood. You don't change rules when you're winning. You do it when you see what's coming.
And Anthony Joshua is a legitimate heavyweight, and the people he's been fighting are not, none of them are 1/10 of what this man is as a fighter. His opponent in this fight, I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I am genuinely curious, because even while I think a heavyweight has a chance in any fight, a puncher's chance, I don't think Jake Paul has anything for Anthony Joshua.
Do you respect him for taking?
The shaking moment was never meant to be seen, which is why it mattered when it leaked. The clip was unclear, partly hidden, the kind recorded by accident. Jake stood backstage during a normal exchange. Nothing dramatic on the surface. But his hands told another story. What made it sharper was the contrast to weeks earlier. Back then, he was loud, joking, filling every room. This version looked smaller, like he wanted to disappear. His words still sounded confident, but his body told the truth. That's where the uneasy question begins. What if his body already accepted something his voice hasn't?
And I feel like this is a spectacle. Did I ever think this was going to happen? Did I think this was going to happen in the year 2025? Did I think that AJ's next fight coming off the Dubois knockout at Wembley would be against Jake Paul? No. Did I think Jake Paul would pick AJ? No. The whole thing is a sort of like mind-blowing.
That question grows louder when the rule requests are reviewed again. Suddenly they feel precise, not random. Every change he asked for weakened the areas where Anthony Joshua is most dangerous. Clinch limits reduced Joshua's inside pressure. Short rounds cap accumulated damage. Bigger gloves soften knockout power. None of this is coincidence. Fighters don't suddenly care about gloves 3 days out unless they're thinking about impact. They don't worry about referees unless they're imagining moments they want stopped quickly. These weren't tweaks. They were last-second defenses. Like someone boarding windows when the storm is already here.
Like everyone else he's fought Ben Askren, who was really a wrestler. You know, he fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but, you know, not an elite boxer. He fought Nate Robinson, who was a basketball player.
This matters because it fits a pattern. Jake has always been loud early. That's where he's comfortable. Big talk, jokes, dismissing experience, brushing off history. But look closely. As reality approaches, the volume drops. Humor fades. The tone shifts to fairness and structure. That's why Joshua's camp response landed so hard. There was no debate, no statement, no delay. The answer was simple. No changes. No discussion. No sympathy. And it was delivered calmly, almost casually.
Not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked.
Joshua didn't need to speak. At this level, silence is crushing. Trash talk invites replies. Silence lets pressure echo. By refusing engagement, Joshua's team sent everything back where it came from. No talks meant no comfort. No negotiation meant no relief. The rules stayed, and Jake was left alone with reality. The balance flipped. One man asked for help and had to explain why. The other refused and owed nothing. In boxing, that contrast is ruthless. One side looks braced. The other looks settled. When shaking hands replace confidence and silence replaces noise, the story changes. Now it's not just about punches. It's about belief. And only one side looks calm about what's next.
This is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is fucking
Is the
terrifying.
thing that nightmares are made of.
And he's got that one-punch nuclear power. One punch. And he's fast.
The closed-door meeting was brief and didn't end in Jake's favor. The requests were heard, quickly reviewed, and rejected. No compromises. When he left, something was missing. The confidence that once flowed now had to be forced. From that point, the bravado felt artificial. When a fighter built on noise goes quiet days before a fight, it's never positive. Silence isn't strategy when it replaces instinct. It's what remains when there's nothing left to sell. The clock kept moving. 3 days left. Same rules. Same opponent. Same truth. Only Jake looked different. Anthony Joshua didn't react. No words. No emotion. Just preparation. So the question stands. If Jake believes he's winning, why ask for changes? Why seek help from the sport? Real power doesn't negotiate. It waits. And when the bell rings, it delivers.